Ford has an interesting lineup of cars. They have an exciting Bronco that, geez, man, everywhere I go, there's a Bronco, especially the four-door. People love getting it ready for off-road use. And the Maverick, it's completely sold out. So they have some really interesting cars in their lineup. The EVs are not doing so hot, and I think they're being dinged for not having an EV that is profitable. It's kind of a new part of their business overall. They had an earnings call yesterday. They provided new financials as well as some guidance, and I'm able to update my analysis on Ford. My name is Victor. I'm an individual investor. I have an MBA. I have a lot of business experience, and I really like to analyze the companies that I consider investing in. In this case here, Ford, I'm a current stockholder, and I'm going to go through the analysis to see if I want to buy more shares, hold, or sell my shares. Before I move on, do me a big favor and like my video. Consider subscribing if you like content like this. Now, let me share more on Ford. I like to follow a process when I invest, and that process has 4 key questions followed by a decision whether I want to buy more, hold, or sell my shares. First, do I want to be a part owner in the company? Do I want to be part of that industry? Do I believe the management team is performing well? They're operating the company really well. Is debt under control and less than 3 times EBITDA? And I want a discount on that stock. My intent's to make money. The best way to do that is to get a nice discount on the stock and see the stock price go up and meet its true valuation. Based on the answer to those questions, I decide whether I should buy more shares, hold, or sell my shares. So it's easy to get your head around the Ford business. They manufacture cars. They've been around for more than 100 years. And I believe that they're one of the better run automotive companies. I've been a stockholder in General Motors, in Tesla, and now I'm a stockholder in Ford. And why do I end up with Ford? I think that they're a well-run company to begin with. They have sound fundamentals. They pay a good dividend. And I thought that it was a better value proposition than Tesla or General Motors. I compared my investment in Ford against those two. And it's easy to get my head around this business. You know, it's automotive. I understand, you know, where they operate. And I feel like I do want to be part of the industry if there's going to be good return on my investment. So far, so good. So on their earnings report, they released new financials, and here's their revenue. So first, their revenue went up really, really well. It went up considerably, almost $8 billion of additional revenue. If you compare the first half of 2022 to the first half of 2023, the profitability really jumped. They actually had a loss last year for the first 6 months, and they have a big profit this year for their first 6 months. So really good profitability, and they've been buying back shares, which is great because that means that there are fewer shares out there, so each share becomes more valuable. So just to recap, growth in revenue, growth in profit, fewer shares. I really like seeing that. It's a day after they announced their earnings, and the stock is down. It's down considerably, 3.5% to 4.5%, depending on the time of day. And it's principally because the EV business is losing a lot of money. It's also, obviously, Tesla is the leader in that space. There's a couple of other exciting new startups. And Ford is kind of catching up to Tesla, or trying to get within some distance of Tesla. So I think that's created some frustration for investors. And I acknowledge that the EV business is going to be expensive for the company. Looking at the balance sheet, it's in good shape. Debt is less than 3 times EBITDA at 2.18. The company's got a good amount of cash on the balance sheet. So the balance sheet is strong. Statement of cash flows, free cash really went up this year. It went up to $4.1 billion. And in 2022, they were actually had negative free cash flow of 1.2 billion. So a swing of more than $5 billion in free cash in 2023. Great job, Ford. I'm going to value Ford using 2 methods. First is the discount free cash flow method. The second is the discounted earnings per share method. Let's start with the discounted free cash flow method first. I'm going to have a starting point of $6.5 billion is the expected free cash flow in 2023. And that was communicated by the company in their earnings call that they would do more than $6.5 billion free cash flow this year. I'm going to grow those cash flows by 2% in the initial years and have a 2% growth rate into all cash flows beyond year 4. All those cash flows added up, or I should say discounted, by a rate of 9%, which is my weighted average cost of capital on Ford. I get an intrinsic value of all those cash flows of almost $87 billion. I add the cash and take away all the total debt from the balance sheet, and I get to an equity value of $80 billion. The company has a market cap of $54.6 billion. So it provides a discount of 46% available using the free cash flow method. They're producing really good cash, and it's good to see that a nice discount is available using that technique. Now, looking at earnings per share, they had a very good earnings per share number this past quarter, and it's expected they're going to do about $1.82 per share for the full year 2023. A PE at 12 is nice and conservative for an automobile company, and I'm going to grow that PE by 2%. Based on those factors, the earnings per share method will give me a discount of 38%, meaning the stock price is valued at $19, but they're currently trading at $13.73. I combine the two and get a 44% discount available on Ford. A nice discount on a company that pays a really substantial dividend as well. Looking at the stock price over the last 5 years, it's had a pretty significant rise, and it's leveled off to 13.73. I like doing the intrinsic value calculations and determining where I believe the company is worth, what stock price I believe the company is worth, because then it gives me information and knowledge, and I think an expectation that if I buy the shares, let's say at $10 a share back in 2020, 2021, I could double my money. So that's definitely what occurred. I bought Ford in the 2020 timeframe. It just skyrocketed, and I pretty much left the position because it just got so much higher than my investment. And then it came back down, and I was able to reinvest in the 2022 timeframe. And that's what I like about, doing intrinsic value calculations is it gives you information to act on. And once you have, a basis of what you think the intrinsic value is, you have information to act on. And in this case here, I've been investing in and out of Ford successfully and making good money. So let's revisit the scorecard for Ford. Do I want to be part owner in the company? Do I want to be part of the industry? Yes. I believe Ford's very well run. I think the automobile business is good and profitable these days. As mentioned, I think the management team's doing a really good job at Ford. Good cars are designed, very good leadership. Debt is less than 3 times EBITDA, and there's a good discount available on Ford. So I'm going to be buying more shares. In fact, I bought more shares today of Ford. Hey, thank you for watching the video. I really appreciate it. Do me a big favor and like the video and subscribe to my channel. That would really help me out. Thanks again for watching. Good luck investing in 2023.